Hello everyone, if you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Normally I am a booktube channel, so I primarily focus on reviewing other people's books, but I'm also an aspiring author and I do want to use my platform to discuss the work that I'm doing. So if you haven't watched my last video, I would recommend going ahead and doing that first, because that video and this one is all about me introducing my debut novel, Weavers. And so as I said at the end of my last video, I'm going to be revealing my cover today. So without further ado, I present to you my cover for the first book in the Weavers series. So I was extremely happy how this came out. I commissioned this from an artist named Kenji Uchima. I'm going to link all of his information down below so you guys can check out more of his work, and if you're interested, commission your own. So of course I haven't traditionally published, so from what I've mostly heard, a pretty big difference between traditionally publishing and self-publishing is you don't have as much control on a lot of the things, including the cover. So I think that's why maybe self-publishers, they have a lot more like excited videos whenever their cover is coming out, because it all came from like their imagination, what they wanted to do. But I definitely want to go and talk about mine because there is so much about my cover that fits my book, so I'm hoping to kind of give you guys a little more insight into why I like it so much and what works about it. So first of all, from the get-go, you can clearly see that it has multiple characters on it, which is extremely fitting for my book because it is extremely character driven. The second thing you'll probably notice is the elements that they are using around them, and that is a central point to my plot is their powers, which is them being able to use elemental abilities. So I feel like first and foremost, your eye is probably going to be drawn to the main character, Vincenzo. Vin is kind of right there in the foreground. He's kind of like more in your face, and he has a pretty dynamic pose right there. Not to mention he's one of the 2 out of the 4 people who have a full body shot, so usually those people are kind of more important. So I feel like this image captures Vin perfectly. I feel like his confidence, his smirk is more confident than like cocky or goofy. He seems really at peace and in control, flying, using his element and stuff like that, and that is very Vin. And secondary to that, I feel like it's probably the next full body shot is Mateo. You could probably argue that Amber in the bottom left hand corner also draws some attention, but we're gonna go and go to Mateo because he's clearly like in front of Amber. So I'd probably say he's definitely the second most main character, right behind Vin. So that's why I feel like he deserved like a full body shot. And so based on his posture and pose, you can tell he's pretty confident, athletic, and comfortable with his weaving abilities. And so that does fit him really well. You also notice that his smile is more like cocky or goofy, which fits his personality, because him and Vin are actually probably the most athletic ones of the book. Amber is also a weaver, probably a more powerful weaver, as you'll find out, but she actually doesn't make use of the athletic physicality to it, because she has a stronger connection to the elements where she can use more of her willpower and her mind and doesn't need to use the movement of the body as much. And so I also love that her element, the water, is like taking up most of her body and like really wrapped around her. And so that does represent like how connected she is to her element. Also, I love how she looks really serene and kind of at peace. You know, she really does come off as like a more calming member of the group, and brings a beauty from the elements that I think is really reflected like in this image. And lastly, we have Magdalena in the top right, clearly like in the back, looming over the cast, which is pretty perfect because she doesn't show up a lot in the book, but she is a pretty central character that looms over like the entire book. And so I feel like her expression just kind of says everything about what you need to know and what's going on with her throughout the book. She also has this kind of way about sort of like fading away almost, which again is really perfect with what's going on in the novel. So yeah, I was super excited about this. I think it looks great, it looks dynamic, and I absolutely love it. It actually really made me want to go out and get the sequel cover art done, even though I'm not that close to having the sequel done. Plus I don't really want this amazing artwork sitting around forever. I'll get too antsy and want to like show it to somebody and then I'll just get out of control. And I do also want to wait until I'm completely done with the book in case some of my feelings change about what I want the cover to be. Like I have a pretty good idea about what I want now because I know the whole story of book 2 and book 3, but I still want to wait because I know if I wouldn't have waited to do this cover and probably commissioned it at the beginning, I wouldn't have realized how much of this cover fits the book. So that is it. You know, definitely let me know what you guys think down below. I would love to hear your opinions about it. And the last thing I really have to talk about is just the release date, 'cause that's what I said I was also gonna talk about in my last video. So it's definitely kind of weird being like a self-publisher and my first book. I don't know when everything's gonna be officially be ready. I am excited to say that the first proof of my novel is actually already in the mail and on its way. I feel like most authors probably pick a release date and then try to get everything done before that. I guess probably if you had a bigger audience that might make more sense, but I don't think a lot of people are going to be expecting and waiting for this to come out, so I don't know if the release date matters that much. But anyways, regardless, I'm going to go ahead and get the proof in first, make sure everything looks good, and probably read it one last time. I can describe what it's going to feel like to actually sit down or lay down in my own house and actually flip through the pages of my own novel. I'm really excited for it. But I'm probably going to go ahead and finish the proof first, and then once that's done, there's literally nothing else that I need to wait on to release the novel. My goal is to actually have it finished August 1st. That's currently what my ebook is actually set to, but I don't know if I'll be able to reach the August 1st date. I'll definitely do it early August, and that's probably the best I can hope for. But I'll definitely keep you guys posted. If you guys want to follow me on my Instagram, I'm definitely always releasing stuff on there. Also, if you subscribe to my website, I'm emailing, you know, all of these notifications to whoever subscribes, so check me out on there. But that's really all I have for you guys. Again, I hope you like this. Let me know what you think down below. And again, if you haven't watched the first video, hop over there because there's some incredible character art for all these characters, and I also go over the story of the book and everything. So I do hope you're interested. So thank you guys for watching. I hope I will see you all next time, and have a good one. Bye now.